Hello and welcome along to episode 51 of the All Things Leeds podcast with myself, Ed McIntyre, and joining me, as ever, is my co-host, Charles Foster. Hello.
Hi mate, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I started going to the gym again recently, as I told you earlier. So
oh, nice.
Aching a fair bit.
You're on the fitness. You're on the fitness grind.
Yeah, new year, new me, and all that other untrue crap.
Yeah, I've been in the wars recently.
Yeah.
Been in the wars with a hairdryer. Got myself burnt. Which is great.
It's still funny you burned yourself on a hairdryer.
Lost my masculinity there. Burnt myself with a hairdryer.
Of course you did. Bit of a disco inferno going on with a hairdryer.
So yeah, I'm on the mend. I'm on the mend right now. But it's good that you're going to the gym. I need to get myself to the gym as well, to be honest.
I'm just sick of being a chubby physical wreck, mate.
Yeah, so am I. So am I. It's just getting round to doing something about it, which is my problem. But I need to get to the gym soon. I just need to recover first, and then I'll be there, and then I'll be straight there. Well, there's plenty to discuss in this episode. We'll be looking back on Leeds United's 1-0 loss away at QPR last Saturday. We'll also discuss how the Leeds United under-23s, under-18s and women's teams have got on this week, as well as look at all of the news that's come out of Elland Road as well this week. We'll also discuss all of the latest transfer news and rumours, and Leeds United have signed someone. Yes, Leeds United have signed someone, but it's a goalkeeper though.
Youth player as well.
Yeah, it's a youth goalkeeper. But it's still a new player anyway, still a new face through the door, so we'll discuss that and then we'll look ahead to Leeds United's next game that sees them take on Millwall at Elland Road next Tuesday night, the 28th of January. So a long time to wait for this next game, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm quite happy that we have to wait around 10 days.
I mean, if we're going to sign anybody, it'll happen in that time as well.
Yeah, you'd hope so. You'd hope
and
so.
by sign someone, obviously I mean sign someone for the senior team. Yeah. He's not a 19-year-old goalkeeper.
Yeah.
18-year-old goalkeeper, whatever it is.
You'd hope something happens before now and that Millwall game, which we'll look ahead to at the end of the show. This is the All Things Leeds podcast. So let's begin by recapping last Saturday's game then.
Do we have to?
We do. Now, we actually predicted it right at the end of last week's podcast. We were doing our score predictions, and then at the end, we joked that we're probably going to lose because we have Port Vec on in London.
I vaguely remember singing 1-0 to the referee.
Yes, 1-0 to the referee, and this is exactly what happened. Leeds United losing 1-0 away at Queen's Park Rangers. How are we feeling after last Saturday's game?
Numb. I'll be honest, mate. I felt empty. I felt nothing. I saw it and I thought, especially when Bamford missed the pen, I just thought, nah, yeah. This is it. This is just it. We're just going to continue to, unless we do something in this window and actually get some people in and sort this run of form out, then it's over for top two. Yeah. I mean, I know some people, you get these holier than thou super fans who are going to call me plastic or whatever, and despite the fact I go to games every week or every other week because I share my season ticket with another mate of mine. But the fact is that we've gone from having a 12-13 point lead from third, now it's all knocked all the way down to 4 points.
Yeah, soon could be 1 point,
and it could be 1 point after everyone plays the games in hand, and we deserve it because we've just not performed at all. Yeah, we've continually given away cheap, easy goals, missing opportunity after opportunity. You can't afford to miss a penalty at this level. Yeah. Like, that penalty, you could. Bamford, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about the game, and I'll leave it there. But the QPR game, we just missed chance after chance after chance, and we can blame certain things on the referee, and it was the referee's fault their goal stood. Yeah. But they had numerous other chances that we didn't close down. I think it was Naki Wells, or it might have been somebody else. When a free kick came into the box and he literally was in about 5 yards of space and tapped it wide. A good enough striker, a top six striker, puts that in the back of the net. You're looking at the likes of Robson Kanu from West Brom. He buries that. Charlie Austin buries that. Graben buries that. Yeah. And you just think the amount of easy chances we give away from set pieces is so easy. Yeah. And we give away chance after chance. The left back is becoming more of a problem when it looked like we'd solved it. We just look we look weak. We look vulnerable.
Yeah. It was very, very worrying was Saturday's game really. And if you're not worried after that, then I don't know what you're feeling, because I think that the majority of Leeds fans are quite worried after that, and it just screams that we do need new signings, really, because there were bad signs on Saturday, really. You said that you felt numb. It wasn't that bad, was it?
It felt like that.
Didn't feel like Derby.
It didn't feel like Derby, no, but it felt like...
It felt like QPR last season.
It felt like QPR last season. It felt like Forest away last season. You know, when we had obviously the red card came a bit earlier with Calvin Phillips in that game. It felt like one of them. It felt like Stoke away last season.
Yeah.
One of those games halfway through a season where you think, there's lots of games left, but you're also thinking, why are we cocking this up?
Yeah, we're against a mid-table team. We should be winning.
And they're awful. And they weren't awful. They played fairly well in the first half of what they could do, but they didn't. Second half particularly, we absolutely battered them.
I disagree with that, to be honest, but we'll get into everything first of all, though. So Marcelo Bielsa, of course, made one change to the starting 11. Pablo Hernandez came in for the injured Barry Douglas. Pablo Hernandez played in midfield, meaning Stuart Dallas played at left-back. And Nellis, he had a tough day against QPR's Bright Asai Samuel, the 22-year-old. Yeah, he was really, really good, the 22-year-old. QPR looked very, very dangerous on the attack, really. And fair play to them. They pressed well and dominated the early stages, really. But despite Leeds getting off to a slow start, we still managed to create some chances. Bamford had a effort from the halfway line that went just wide, I think. But we're still trying efforts. Should we have had a penalty? Early on, Lee Wallace brought down Helder Costa in the box without getting the ball. Anywhere else on the pitch, I think that it probably is a foul. I think if it was given against us, you'd say that it was soft, but he didn't get the ball. He trod on Helder Costa's toes. Should we have had a penalty?
Probably a 50-50 one, isn't it? But you're never going to get them go for you. They always go against you, those type of decisions. In the box in particular, those kind of body-to-body fouls where someone stands on someone's foot, unless it's like really quite obvious. But the way he does it is he runs into him to get the ball and then just kind of backs into him and then kind of stands on his toes a little bit. But
he doesn't get the ball. It's a foul.
He doesn't get the ball, and it is letter of the law, a foul. But
and would you not think that anywhere else on the pitch, if that happens, that's a free kick?
Given as a free kick, but
so surely this is a penalty.
But free kicks aren't. I mean, they should be, but they aren't. It's just a fact that they aren't given the same kind of consideration when it comes to severity of fouls. Fouls have to be more severe in the penalty area to be given. I mean, purely because of the punishment you get. I know it shouldn't be like that. Foul should be a foul. Foul in the box. Foul in the rest of the pitch. But referees don't think like that. Do they think practically? They think a free kick on the halfway line from doing that kind of thing is nowhere near as damaging as a penalty kick, is it?
But do you not think it should have been a penalty, though?
I'm a Leeds fan, and I do think that should be a penalty.
I think it should have been a penalty.
That's because of my bias. If that was given against us, I would be a bit annoyed.
Yeah, but
that's the way you got to see it. You see it as a 50-50. Whereas the one, obviously we're going to get onto this, but so I'll leave that. But the one later was much more obvious.
Yeah. But I still feel as though it should have been a penalty. I think anywhere else on the field it is a foul. And Peter Banks, or Banks, however you pronounce it, Peter Banks, the referee, I thought it was a poor decision from him. And it was awful refereeing throughout the entire game and really, really poor officiating. We've banged on about it on the podcast a lot about the EFL officials. Absolute disgrace. And it's another game with poor refereeing and officiating. And you just need to look at QPR's goal to see how bad the officiating is. QPR, of course, went 1-0 up on 20 minutes. Eberici Eze's free kick ricocheted off Luke Aylin's head, who was in the wall, and it fell into the path of Naki Wells, who decided to play basketball. He handles the ball twice, and he taps it home. So obvious he cheated here.
It didn't ricochet off Luke Aylin's head, though, because it was going past the wall. Luke Ayling kind of leaned outwards. It was going like 6 to 8 inches past the wall. He kind of leaned it and headed it. And it bounces off immediately. First of all, Wells, after the game, the little shithouse, on his Sky Sports interview, was saying, it was unintentional, like that matters when you score a goal. If it hits your hand in the Premier League, in a build-up to a goal, it is not a goal.
VAR would have ruled that out.
It would have definitely ruled it out. But he heads it against, and he has his arms out here as well. It's not like they're by his side. He has his arms up in the air, and he's not jumping either.
Yeah. He has his hands out here. He decides to play basketball.
Yeah. And obviously, people, QPR fans will say, he's just running. But he's not running because his arms are like out here. And it hits his wrist, and he knocks it into the ground. And then because of the bounces going past him, he keeps his arms where they are, and he catches it on his other arm, so it levers itself onto his foot. And obviously, Casilla dives the other way, because his hand knocks it down one way, and then obviously his other hand knocks it down the other way, and he sorts it away. But I saw some, when they do like that Dermot Gallagher, how Leeds have been screwed over section this week on the Premier League referee thing, where they go, should that have been a pen? And he was I don't know whether it was Don't Gallagher or some other Premier League referee saying, "Oh, it's just a speed that it's happened." Right. Well, there's two linos there. There's the referee. There's the fourth official.
I mean, the linesman has the sun in his eyes, but that's no excuse.
So yeah, you can excuse the linesman and the fourth official, but the referee has
a perfect view.
The referee has perfect and should be looking where the ball is.
The referee says there were bodies in his way. There were no bodies in his way. He had a perfect view of this.
I mean, because he had a perfect view because there was the Leeds wall, and then there was Wells just to the left of the wall taking the chance. So there's nobody there because everyone else all the QPR players are behind the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
So he has perfect view of it, and he just knocks it into his own path.
It's so obvious. It's so obvious, and it's poor officiating. The goal should have been ruled out. If we had VAR, it would have been ruled out. But the goal stood. QPR were 1-0 up, and they really milked it on social media afterwards. Nike Wells, I think he was watching an interview, turned around to the camera and winked.
I'm not going to moan about that, mate, because
we do it.
Because we did it for the roof goal against Forest last
Craig Wilson at Leeds United, the social media man.
We did it. So
if we did it, we'd be laughing.
If you give it, you got to take it.
But they really did milk it, though. They tweeted it out after the game and then tweeted something the morning after.
Yeah, mate. Well, when they finish 13th, they can stick it in the trophy cabinet.
But yeah, QPR got 1-0 up. Patrick Bamford then misses our best chance of a half, really. He was 1-1 against an oncoming Liam Kelly in the QPR goal. And he just blasts the shot miles out with his right foot. It was an awful attempt. XG saying it was like 0.03.
Which means, for those of you that don't understand XG, that means out of 100 times that effort comes your way, you should score it 3 times.
XG can piss off. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper.
I mean, he doesn't even have to chip him because he's in front of both defenders.
He could take it round him.
He could take it wide. He
could take it round him. He could just dink it over him.
I mean, admittedly, from that angle, he probably has to go onto his right foot round the keeper. But even on his right foot, he can side foot it in.
Yeah. So many people have forgiven Bamford for this, but this is an awful miss. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. The keeper's, he's running out towards Bamford.
Do you remember that one at the start of the season against Forest where the keeper kind of rushes him and he tries to chip him? And this one doesn't go flying over the bar, but it goes just wide the post, and you just think,
just get it on target.
If you just get it on target, it goes in.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
Bamford here could have just dinked the ball over the keeper, got it on target, and it would have gone in. He could have taken it round him. I think any other striker in the league scores this chance, but Bamford, he's so weak on his right foot. I don't know why he decides to shoot with his right foot anyway, because he surely knows that he's so bad with his right foot, but he just blasts it wide. Awful attempt on goal. And it's just not good enough. Not good enough at all. I think any other striker in that position would have scored. XG can piss off. It's a really good opportunity here. The best chance that we had, really, in that first half, definitely. And it's an awful miss. Awful attempt from Patrick Bamford. It's just not good enough. Just not good enough for me. He should have definitely scored that. But it was 1-0 to QPR at half-time. You said that Leeds played better in the second half. I just think QPR sat back, really. I don't think Leeds, we weren't really cutting them open. We weren't playing, fantastic football.
I'm not saying we were forcing a save every 10 minutes, but like every attack was coming from our end. They didn't. I mean, you're saying they're sitting back, but I don't remember them. Yeah, they didn't really attack us at any point. They never got any dominance over us. Even in possession type football where you're not trying to create any chances, they had nothing. We just couldn't put the final ball in. We couldn't get a shot.
Yeah, we did play good football. I just think QPR sat back. I don't think we certainly had more possession of the ball, but I don't think we were playing fantastic. I think QPR, with their spell of possession in the first half, I think they were playing much better than what we were doing in the second half. I just think QPR sat back a bit and tried to defend their 1-0 lead. But Leeds were awarded a penalty on 60 minutes. With the goalkeeper Kelly bringing down Patrick Bamford in the box. Definite penalty, this.
Some people were saying, I heard quite a lot of people saying this was soft. I saw the angle from behind the goal. He catches him, studs up in the ankle, and a slide tackle. Yeah. Doesn't get the ball, doesn't touch anything.
It's a penalty. It's similar to one that we...
It's also a red card.
Yeah, it's similar to one that we saw earlier on in the season. Remember, Patrick Bamford again with the goalkeeper. I think he reads what the goalkeeper's doing and tries to force the goalkeeper to dive down and try to make the save, but then cause the foul. We won a penalty early on in the season. I forget who it was against, but we won a penalty with it.
What do you mean?
So Bamford in the box, he takes it to the byline and the keeper dives in. Bamford kind of forces the keeper to make a foul, really, and we won a penalty like that early on in the season at home. I forget who it was against.
Or QPR or something like that?
I think it was against Blackburn. I don't think it was against QPR. I think it was it was around that time against Blackburn or something.
No, because Blackburn was the Luke Ayling one, wasn't it? Where he was barely a pen at all. We still got given it. I know which one you mean.
But we won this. We won this similar with a similar sort of foul. We won a penalty early on in the season, but win it here, definite foul. It could have been a red card, as you say. The keeper did not get the ball. I think again, if he got a red card, he probably would have said that it was a bit soft, really. But a definite penalty though. Bamford steps up to take it, aims for the bottom right corner, and the keeper saves it. It's a really, really poor penalty.
Was when I'm watching that penalty, mate, he sees which way the keeper's diving. You watch his eyes. The keeper's already starts diving before Bamford takes the pen. But also before he kicks the ball.
But also, there's a picture of Bamford taking a penalty, and with his, the way that his body is, the shape that he is, and where he's looking, you can easily tell which way he's going. He's not playing mind games with the keeper. He's not looking at the keeper and then deciding where to shoot last minute. He decided. As soon as we won that penalty, Bamford was like, I'm taking this. I'm going bottom right-hand corner. And he didn't even try and...
You think he'd give it to, given the kind of game he was having, given the kind of... Just given the kind of how poorly Leeds were playing in general, you'd think it might be better to give this one to Click or Pablo to just put away.
But those guys playing. Click and Anders, they were so quiet throughout this game.
Yeah, but you just think that someone like them, who the pressure isn't on as much to score, would have probably put it away. Yeah.
Well, Click's the best penalty taker in the team.
Well, obviously
many have said it. He's missed about one penalty in 5,670.
And that one was against Derby for us.
But Bamford, it's a poor penalty, and I knew it when he was going to step up. I was like, he's missing. He's not got the confidence. Bamford is not confident at the moment.
I was watching a stream, and the people who were watching it live were commenting on the stream, missed before he'd even taken it, so I already knew he'd missed it.
Yeah, well, Sky's coverage was a little bit behind because I was getting notifications from Graham Smith and Phil Hay saying, goal or penalty missed or penalty before it actually happened on the TV screen. So I was quite annoyed. I wasn't even watching a stream. It was Sky Sports coverage, and that was just a little bit behind, which was really annoying.
Yeah, I bet the commentators were buzzing with Mr. Penn.
The commentators were alright, to be fair. Danny Higginbottom wasn't as bad as Don Goodman and Keith Andrews. And Keith Andrews and Don Goodman were not there. They weren't there. Jim Floyd Hasselbank in the studio. It was great listening to him saying that Leeds should have had a penalty and Bamford should have scored. It was great listening to that, and it was great listening to Danny Higginbottom instead of...
As an ex-Leeds player, it's amazing how many times that Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is on Sky Sports saying we should be punished more for things. But then again, now and again, he does have a straight opinion, whereas Keith Andrews is 100% biased all the time.
And so is Don Goodman.
Don Goodman is even higher than 100% biased. He hates Leeds United with every fibre of his being for selling him to Wolves for being crap.
Yeah, I mean, Sky's coverage wasn't bad. Danny Higginbottom, I don't mind him. Just as long as it's not Don Goodman and Keith Andrews, I'm happy.
Higginbottom annoys me, though. He does annoy me.
Yeah.
I quite like Danny Murphy because regardless of how well we're playing or who we're playing,
Arsenal fans hate Danny Murphy
because he's massively pro Leeds.
Arsenal fans hated him in that BBC coverage. I don't know how we've got onto TV pundits here, but back to the game.
Yeah.
Poor penalty from Bamford, and you knew as soon as he was stepping up, he was going to miss because he didn't have the confidence. And I was thinking, if we score this, we'll probably go on to win this because this team does well with confidence. If we had scored this, I think that we would have gone on to win.
I think it would have been a draw.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we would have gone on to win.
Or a 2-1 loss.
I think we would have gone on to win the game if we had scored this penalty because goals change games and that would have changed the game. But we missed, and Patrick Bamford just isn't good enough. He is not good enough. He's not a finisher. He does a lot for the team. He works hard, and I appreciate that. But when you're the main striker of a team that's trying to get promoted, you need to do better. 10 goals this season in 28 league games is not good enough. He hasn't scored in any of our last 6 games in all competitions. He hasn't scored since the 21st of December in a 2-1 defeat away at Fulham, and that was a tap-in. He's not good enough.
That was forced by NkGhTg.
Yeah, he's not good enough, is Bamford. 10 goals. And he's on, 35 grand a week? Our main number 9 striker. It's not good enough. He's not a striker for me. He's not a finisher. He needs to play in a 2 or play in the number 10, and someone else.
He'd be good winning He would be good winning the knockdowns for somebody else. He'd be good playing when we had Becchio and Beckford, when Becchio just used to win all the knockdowns.
I think he'd missed the knockdowns, mate. I think he's the one who needs to knock the ball down to someone else who can finish.
That's what I mean.
Because he's not a finisher.
That's what I mean for Bamford. He would be the one winning the ball in the air, knocking it down to someone who could finish, like Becchio used to do for Beckford.
Yeah,
where he just used to long balls. Becky just used to out jump people, knocking hands to Beckford. He used to just blast it in the net.
Yeah,
because I mean, I was listening to the Square Ball last night when I was hammered, and and it run about Becky having a worse first touch than Bamford, slightly better in the air, but in a game scenario, obviously Bamford's very good in training. Becky was all right in training, but in game scenarios, Becky used to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah,
he was brilliant at
Becky cost less than Berbatov, and he scored more goals.
Yeah, he scored loads of goals because that's what he could do. He could put the ball. He was paid to put the ball in the net, and that's what he did. And
that's what Bamford's paid to do, but he doesn't do it. Yeah. He's not good enough. Bamford is not good enough, and he's the only striker at a club, which is really frustrating. We do have Ryan Emerson, but Bielsa just doesn't like him. He's just not putting him on the bench where we have no other striker. Bielsa said after the game as well, I wish I had someone like NkGhTg to stick on and change the game. Stick Ryan Emerson on the bench then. If you want another option, stick Ryan Emerson on. I feel.
Does Edmondson offer that much different from the style that Bamford offers, though? The kind of big number 9.
Well, it's worth a shot, isn't it?
I would.
The last time we've seen Ryan Emerson play first team football was back when Paul Leckenbottom was in charge.
That's true. I don't know why Bielsa will let him go out on loan. Yeah. I really don't.
Or just give him a go. He's our only other striker apart from Bamford, and he doesn't even get on the bench. It's bizarre to me.
Give him a start. How good would that be? Just looks at a team sheet at 2:00 in the afternoon and writing everything to a starting. What are we doing here?
And Patrick Bamford isn't even on the bench.
Yeah, he would be because they've only got 2 strikers.
Yeah. But Patrick Bamford just is not good enough for me. I'm sorry, a lot of people hate me saying this, but Patrick Bamford is not good enough, and we need someone else in who is good enough. Any other striker in the league would have scored more goals than him. If we had goo.gl in his position, he would have scored more goals. He would have. It's simple as that.
And goo.gl can't run though, mate.
But he can get the ball in back of the net. Bamford can barely run.
When people go on about the likes of goo.gl, apologies if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, or Glenn Murray, or someone like that, or Lewis Grabban, I always think, but these lads are always all finishers. They're all proven, but they can't run. They just can't. And by can't run, I mean they can't run to Bielsa standard. Obviously, they can run a bit, the footballers, but they can't. They've not got the work rate to be in a Bielsa team.
Let's move on then. So Leeds kept on pushing for the equaliser. Pablo Hernandez hit the post with a free kick. Really good effort there, but it hit the post unfortunately. But Leeds' hopes of finding an equaliser went away basically. Towards the end of the game, Calvin Phillips received a straight red card and got sent off for a horrendous challenge, an absolutely horrendous challenge on QPR's Jeff Cameron. He's now banned for 3 games. Nice one, Calvin. Get yourself banned for 3 games. He apologised afterwards on social media, but it isn't going to change anything, is it? People saying support the lads, and we do. We do support them, but we need something back. And Calvin Phillips, it was horrendous. People saying, it's Calvin Phillips, he's the Leeds lad, we need to forgive him. But if that was Berardi who did that, people would be going mental.
He's got that in his game, though, does Calvin?
He does.
Which he needs to iron out. I mean,
he does.
Obviously, defensive midfielders do get sent off now and again. It's the name of the game. You are going to get booked. You are going to get sent off. But getting sent off in the 87th minute of a game we are not going to win anyway is stupid.
I mean, I've barely seen any people who are really, really angry with this. If this was Berardi, people would be going absolutely berserk. But because it's Calvin Phillips and he's Leeds lad,
they won't be going as berserk because Berardi isn't as essential to the team. We can survive without Berardi for 3 games.
No, but people do go more berserk. If that was Berardi, they would have gone more berserk. That's what I'm trying to say. If that was Berardi in this position, no one would forgive him. But because it's Calvin Phillips, we do forgive him.
I mean, I reckon we just stick Shaq in his role. We're going to have to do.
Yeah, we're going to have to
either that or McCalmon.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough decision now. But Calvin Phillips gets himself sent off, and call it what it is. It's recklessness, stupidity, and poor decision making from Calvin Phillips, and he has that in his game. As soon as he lost that ball there, you knew that Calvin Phillips was just going to try break Jeff Cameron's leg.
A bit of just have a bit of you kind of know-how about it.
Yeah,
and you can just. You think, yes, he's won the ball off me, and they might run through, but chances are it's not 100% chance they're going to score from that position. Defenders are getting back. Kiko might make the save. Even if we do lose 2-0, it ain't going to make that much difference. What one goal difference?
Yeah,
versus
exactly.
Having your one of your most crucial players out for 3 games. It's not it's honestly, you need to weigh the pros and cons. It's not worth it, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. It's stupidity from Calvin Phillips here. I know he's banned for 3 games. Bielsa said afterwards, after this game, that Bavardi's now injured. So who's going in midfield? Because if we put Ben White there, we have no one at centre back. What, Pascal Struick? He didn't press me against Cardiff.
He can't play CDM. I think it's going to have to be McCalmont or Shackleton for me, and I'd personally choose
Shackleton in defensive midfield.
Yeah, I would.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
I'd rather McCalmont there over Shackleton in that position. Or you could put Ben White in that position.
Why would you not have Shackleton in CDM, mate?
Because I don't think he's a defensive midfielder. He's small and he's weak.
He's got the work rate. He's fast enough to make.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
To make the recovery runs, he's got the pace for it.
He's better on the wing or further forward. He's not a defensive midfielder as Jamie Shackleton. I'd have McCalmont in there. He'd be the perfect fit for me.
I just think when we played McCalmont in a senior game there and Stoke in the cup, he struggled a bit, didn't he?
I mean, Bielsa will probably put Ben White there, and then he'll probably stick Pascal Struick in that centre back, which doesn't fill me with confidence because Pascal Struick did not do well against Cardiff when he came on as a substitute. Or against Huddersfield, what we played Ayling centre back, Dallas at right back, Alioski at left back. That could happen.
Yeah, I honestly think it has to be McCalmont or Shackleton. I would personally go Shack, but I know obviously you've got your feelings on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great because the last time Calvin Phillips was suspended, it was only for 1 game because it was second yellow and a red card. He's got a straight red. He's out for 3 games, which is going to be really, really difficult, and it's going to give Bielsa a lot of headaches in his team lineup selection there. But QPR, they end up winning 1-0. QPR won Leeds United 0 at full time. That's now 3 losses, 3 draws and 1 win in the last 7 league games for Leeds United. Not good. Not good at all.
That Joy Division song booming around my head again. It does feel like we're falling apart again.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Are you worried after these past few weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it feels exactly like last season felt.
It does, doesn't it? It feels worse than last season.
It actually does feel worse because last season... Actually, no, it's about the same.
Last season we lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game. This season, we've... last 7 league games, 3 losses, 3 draws, 1 win. That is not good enough.
Is that all competitions?
Yeah. No, league games.
Is that league games?
If it's all competitions, then it's 4 losses, 3 draws and 1 win.
Yeah, it's
in 8.
Bad.
Yeah, it's poor
really
form.
Need to turn a corner.
Yeah, really poor form.
And the worst possible team we're coming up against next to try and turn a corner against.
Yeah, we're in really poor form at the moment at Leeds United. I'm very worried at the moment. We need new additions, otherwise I can't see us going up. I'm really, really worried. Now we're not in good form at all and we need to turn this around. Saying that though, we're still second in the Championship table on 52 points, but only 4 points from third place Fulham now, which soon could be 3 points with Nottingham Forest playing their game in hand tonight at home against Reading. And Fulham are also away at Charlton tonight.
We should say what's Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night. Recording this on the Wednesday night, so tonight Nottingham Forest playing their game in hand at home against Reading, which they'll probably win. And Fulham, they're also away at Charlton tonight for some reason. So that could, if Fulham win, that will be 1 point.
I am quite looking forward to not hearing Forest fans going on about their game in hand anymore. That would be quite nice.
Yeah,
I'm kind of sick of that when they go, oh yeah, we're only 4 points off you, but we've got that game in hand. It's like, well, you could easily lose that game in hand.
Yeah, it would be nice not to.
I don't want to hear that anymore. I want everyone to be on the same amount of games, so I don't have to hear that.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll have a game in hand over Fulham after their game tonight, so.
Yeah, but
we can bang on about that.
I can't remember the last time we took advantage of a game in hand, mate.
Yeah, neither can I.
I can't remember the last time we had a game in hand and took advantage.
Neither can I. But yeah, we're 4 points clear of third place right now, but it soon could be a lot smaller than that. It could be 3 points, could be 1 point after tonight. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And we're only 7 points above Swansea in 7th. Hey, we finished 7th. Do you remember when we were more than 7 points clear of third, and now we're less than 7 points clear of third?
I'm sick of this league, mate. I'm sick of all these terrible teams and this depression and not having any money and FFP. I'm sick of all of it. I just want to get out of this league.
Don't we all?
I don't even like the Premier League. I think it's a bunch of. It's full of plastics and prawn sandwiches and sitting down and silence and TV rights, and I despise all of it. But what I would like to be is just continually going up and down, so that we're in the Championship, but with parachute money and able to ignore FFP. That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Because there's things I like about the Championship. The fact that you don't get any plastic fans, you usually get good atmospheres, the games are more competitive, but it's just awful, and I'm sick of being in it.
Yeah, because it is awful.
It's just. it's got teams like Barnsley and Charlton in it, and I'm sick of playing Barnsley and Charlton.
But by the time we go to play Brentford away, which is in 4 games' time, we could be outside of the top 6. So hopefully we're not. Hopefully we do turn it round. We're on poor form at the moment, but we're not the only team in poor form at the moment. League leaders West Brom are also not doing too great at the moment. They lost 1-0 at home to Stoke City on Monday night. They've only got 1 win in 7 for them, 2 losses and 4 draws.
Pereira, their talisman, has also got a 3-match ban for violent conduct.
Wow.
Confirmed either today or yesterday.
So West Brom are falling apart, as well as Leeds.
Well, I mean, our best player has a 3-match ban as well, mate.
Yeah. But this weekend's results are crazy. West Brom lost, Leeds lost. The league is very close and it's wide open. The league is bonkers this season, isn't it?
Yeah, I should correct that and say our most crucial player, not our best player, for Calvin Phillips. Yeah, the league is mental.
Yeah, it's bonkers this season. It's wide open.
Because it got to a point where we were like 13 or 12 points clear, and everyone thought it was going to be like Wolves, where there was just no competition. The league was very boring. But now the league's gone back to the way it always is, which is, down to the wire every year, which nobody wants.
I mean,
you want if you're a neutral or if you just like watching competitive football. But if you're a fan of the top 2, you want us to just... if you're a fan of the top 2, you want Leeds and West Brom to just turn it around, pull away, and batter everyone in the top 6 in every game they play, so they don't ever have to see them again.
Yeah, and that would be nice if it happens, but right now the league is very close, wide open. It's there for the taking. It is there for the taking. A mid-table team like Cardiff could win 10 games in a row and see themselves top of the league. It's that crazy. It's mental this season.
We just need to sort our form out and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Because despite the good form of people below us, it's still a very inconsistent league. So if we get
it's a poor league.
If we get any kind of consistency going again, we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's a poor league this season, and we need to take advantage of it. And this is, we need to take advantage of how poor the Championship is this season. We need to make this year count. And hopefully Leeds United pick up their form and turn things around with a win over Millwall, which is our next game, and we'll be looking ahead to that later on in the show. But first, on to the Leeds United under-23s, and they were in action last Friday afternoon, and they lost 2-0 away at Birmingham City, so the less said about that, the better. Hopefully Carlos Corberán and his side bounce back from that loss. And the Leeds United women's team, they were not in action this week. They were meant to take on Brighouse in the quarter-final of the Cup last Sunday, but the game was called off due to a frozen pitch. The rescheduled fixture will be announced in due course. Now on some news, and the Leeds United under-18s will take on Manchester United away from home in the 5th round of the FA Youth Cup after Man United defeated Norwich City 2-0 to determine Leeds United under-18s' next opponents. The World of Roses makes a return. It's an exciting game.
In the FA Cup, no less. Yeah, even if it is the FA Youth Cup. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I did say I think it was last week, I knew we would be playing scum in this round, and I was correct. But yeah, it would be interesting to see if we can knock them out. It would be very nice because it will definitely make Sky Sports news.
Yeah, of course it's away from home, but I imagine Leeds fans will travel in numbers. We'll make it loud.
If our youth team loses to one of the most expensive youth teams in the country, Sky Sports are going to paint it like we just lost to Scarborough's under-16s.
Yeah, it's a big match though.
It's going to be phrased like that.
Yeah, it's a big match though. Very, very exciting. Hopefully, Mark Jackson's under-18 side does well in that one. But for that, it's still to be determined. But an exciting game. Leeds versus Manchester United, even though it is under-18s in the FA Youth Cup. Still exciting. World of Roses. And Leeds fans will travel in numbers. It's going to be a good game.
I'm sure, yeah. Obviously it's away, but you'd like to think we get a good attendance up there.
It's going to be very exciting.
And you'd like to think we'll progress to the next round. But it'll be a tough task.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting though. I'm looking forward to it. And Leeds United Academy player Niklas Haugland, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, he has been called up to Norway's under-18 squad for their upcoming tournament, which will see them go up against Romania, Turkey and Portugal. So good luck to the 17-year-old representing his country.
Yep.
On some transfer news and rumours then, and the Yorkshire Evening Post are reporting that Leeds United signings from last summer, forward Rafa Machukas, the 21-year-old, and Gilley and Moore, the 19-year-old, are set to leave the club this month. They haven't done much at the club. I've barely seen them in the under-23, so not too bothered with this. You can see why they could be going back to Spain this month.
Yeah, the weather.
They just hate it in Leeds.
I don't think these lads like it in Leeds. They've not really had much of a chance. They probably think, why am I rotting in Leeds' reserves when I could be playing 3rd Division Spanish football or something like that and working my way up?
I mean, the youngsters from Spain, Rafa Machukas, 21-year-old, we've got from Barcelona B, didn't we, as well?
When you're coming from Barca B and you got sunshine and you got nightlife and you got plenty of money, and then someone says, "Oh, do you want to go live in a northern English city for much less money?"
It's a downgrade.
in winter. They're going to say, right, well, I don't know what I'm doing here. Especially if they're not getting any football. It's hard to blame.
And they have not done much at all. No. So, you can see why that's happening. So that's the Yorkshire Evening Post reporting that Rafa Majika and Gil Amor, who Leeds United signed last summer, could be heading back to Spain this month. On to incomings, and Leeds United have signed someone, which is awesome. Leeds United have actually signed someone. Leeds have signed an 18-year-old goalkeeper, Elia Capril, from Italian side Chievo Verona. He signed a 3.5-year deal, keeping him at the club until the summer of 2023. Despite not making an appearance in senior football yet, he's highly rated in his home country and has already featured for Italy's under-18 side. He sounds right. To be fair, he's one for the future, so it'll be interesting to see how he develops at Leeds. But a young goalkeeper, is it really the type of signing we need right now?
No. Short answer. Long answer, we need a striker, really.
Yeah. I mean, judging by the response on Twitter, Leeds fans were not happy with this. A lot of fans were taking the piss.
I feel sorry for the lad because he clearly wants to come here. He clearly thinks he'll make a difference.
And he sounds good.
In the under-23s.
He sounds promising. But judging by the response on Twitter and social media, Leeds fans were not happy.
At the club.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that we would have all liked to have seen a striker come in first this month. A striker that we desperately need. But
if we'd have signed a striker and maybe a cheaper kind of like someone like Pavard, like a lone winger, if we'd have signed both of them and then they'd have gone, oh yeah, we're also signing this goalkeeper for the under-18s, it'd have probably got a very good response.
Yeah, but the fact that he's the first signing through the door this January transfer window.
We're on the 22nd of January.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating really, but it certainly looks good. We already have 4 goalkeepers at the club though, so I don't know why we're signing the goalkeeper. But we already have 4 goalkeepers at the club. Will Huffer, 21-year-old, 23-year-old Kamil Majezek, 19-year-old Dylan Meslier, of course, and 33-year-old Spaniard Kiko Ksir. It's reported that he'll leapfrog Huffer and Majezek in the pecking order and become the 3rd choice, but he soon could become the 2nd choice, couldn't he, if Ksir is handed what could be a lengthy ban with this ongoing FA investigation into allegations of racial abuse.
I've always been very impressed with Majezek, so I don't really know who would be second choice.
I mean, Majezek and Will Huffer, they've just kind of,
Majezek still plays every week for, or more or less every week for the under-20.
Yeah, if Meslier, if they want Meslier to play, he'll play instead of Majezek. And Will Huffer, I don't know what's up with him. But if Ksir is banned, though, you'd imagine that Meslier would be the first choice goalkeeper. Of course, he impressed in his debut in that 1-0 loss away at Arsenal back on the 6th of January. But him being 19, he's still very young. Would you have preferred a more experienced goalkeeper in?
Not really, because you just kind of lumbered with them with the likes of Scott Carson or Andy Lonergan, which we know all too well.
And they'll be on very high wages.
They'll be on high wages, and they'll be there swallowing up your money, doing nothing.
Yeah, we've got a youngster in who'll be on low wages, and he looks promising. He's one for the future, and we're looking ahead to the future. I mean, with all these signings we're making, we better have the best team in the world in 5 years.
People always say that, but then you always flog them in like 2 years' time when they're like 21. They always, if they're any good, they get sold.
I mean,
if they're not any good, they're with you for life.
I mean, they could go in within 6 months. Look at Rafa Majika and
yeah. If he doesn't like the northern weather, if he wants to go back to Italy,
then feel free.
I mean, it's just, I do feel sorry for the lad. I really do, because I think he will be quite a good player for the under-18s, but he's just going to get. Especially if it drags on in this window and we don't sign anybody, he's going to get more and more scrutiny. Victor Orta's going to get more and more scrutiny. Radrizzani's going to get more and more scrutiny. And as we've learned in the past, Radrizzani cannot handle criticism in any way.
He cannot at all, can he? But Elia Capril certainly looks good. He's one for the future, so keep an eye out on him. It'll be interesting to see how he develops in his time at Leeds. But Elia Capril, he's Leeds United's first signing of the 2020 January transfer window. Hopefully there is many more to follow. Now, BBC Radio Leeds, they're reporting that Manchester City's 19-year-old academy winger Ian Pavado could sign this week. Leeds have been heavily linked with him over the course of this month, so that's one to watch out for. It looks like it's very close. He could sign this week.
Yeah, it was very close last week, mate.
Yeah, but it looks a lot more closer now. The replacement for Jack Clark, probably Ian Pavada. I don't think we really need a winger, but we'll certainly take him. It's another signing through the door.
We need an attacking mid more than we need a winger, but I think Pavada can play attacking mid. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. Marcelo Bielsa clearly likes his wingers at the club, doesn't he? we got plenty of them.
Too many wingers.
Yeah, we've got plenty of them. But yeah, Manchester City's 19-year-old academy winger Ian Pervedo could look set to sign this week. That's BBC Radio Leeds reporting that. Leeds have been linked with many players as well. Almost every striker on the planet, really. I've seen us linked with Middlesbrough's striker Britta Sombolonga recently. I don't really want him. He's always riddled with injuries. I've seen him miss a lot of sitters this season
He misses loads of sitters.
Yeah, so we don't really want him. We're recording this on Wednesday, and today we've had an update on the link between Leeds and 23-year-old Southampton striker Che Adams, who we discussed last week, of course. Graham Smith of the Yorkshire Evening Post and Adam Pope of BBC Radio Leeds are reporting that a third bid has been rejected by Southampton, which would have been a loan with a fee and a £20 million permanent signing in the summer. We're just not going to get him, are we? He's just not coming.
From what I've seen from the Southampton journalists, there's a bit of a bemusement, the fact that Leeds keep pursuing this, despite the fact that Southampton keep turning them down. That they're wondering why Leeds are still coming after it when Southampton is clearly a no. The manager doesn't want it, and the board aren't going to disrespect the manager that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So why we've waited to the 22nd of January to give up on it?
To have a third bid turned down. Yeah, I mean, we need him. He's a great player, goal scorer. He's a goal scorer, which we need. We need a striker, but yeah, he's just not coming, is he? We just need to give up on this and move to the next target.
Just chuck the money at Andre Gray or someone like that who we've also been linked with.
Yeah, Andre Gray. Yeah, Leeds have been heavily linked with Andre Gray this week, with 28-year-old Watford striker. With a report saying that we'd pay a £2 million loan fee for him and pay his very expensive wages. Gray appears to follow a few Leeds players on social media, with Leeds players following him back. So that excited some.
Him back, yeah. It's either Luke Ayling or Forshaw.
Yeah, but Andre Gray did post a tweet on Tuesday night, on Instagram rather. Posted a picture on Instagram on Tuesday night, a Watford match day post, if you will, seen on game day, and it was a picture of him in a Watford shirt. So that kind of looks unlikely now. His head's clearly still in Watford.
We're not going to get anybody, are we?
Yeah, we're just not going to get anyone, are we? I mean, who knows who we're going to sign?
We're going to sign Pervedo, and then we're not going to sign a striker, and then we're not going to go up.
Yeah,
you've heard it here first. I may as well be Jim White speaking to you right now, except without the smug grin on my face or the crappy yellow tie.
But yeah, Andre Gray, it looks unlikely now, and Che Adams, a third bid rejected. So we're just not going to sign anyone, are we? It's going to be really frustrating.
We promised we weren't going to be depressing on this podcast, mate.
It's depressing, man. We need players. We desperately need players. Either that or we're not going up. It's as simple as that. The squad...
Well, yeah, I know that. You know that.
Yeah, the squad is too thin. There's too many injuries.
They know that.
I mean, the squad is too thin. There's too many injuries as well. We're injury-riddled squad. Adam Forshaw is never fit. Never fit.
Calvin Phillips suspended.
Adam Forshaw's been out for 4 months, and the first time when Bielsa told us he was out, he was meant to pass a bleep test before the Barnsley game. And then every week it's rumbled on. 2 weeks ago he said he was going to be back on grass. It hasn't happened. Adam Forshaw is never fit. Tyler Roberts is never fit. Douglas is never fit. And the only other left-back at the club is Leif Davis. Alioski, for me, isn't a left-back. He pushes too far forward.
I would personally play Leif Davis. I think he's been impressive every time he's played.
Yeah, he has done good, but we're probably not going to start him. Alioski isn't a left-back for me. He pushes too far forward. And Dallas is a right-sided left-back, which it doesn't work, really.
He's not even a left-back. He's originally a right winger.
Yeah, I mean, Stuart Dallas does well, but a right-sided left-back does not sit well. It doesn't work. You've seen it many times. It just doesn't work because you seem to cut in instead of open up your body and go down the wing.
The thing is, we were watching Barry Douglas, who is the club's left back, against Wednesday, and every time he would get the ball, he would either pass it back to the centre halves or try and find an easy option. He was never willing to take the risk, and you need risk.
Yeah.
And we need risk taking fullbacks in this squad for it to work.
Absolutely. We need a left back. We need a centre back because Bavardi seems to always be injured. Liam Cooper, he could go on.
Brady will be back for Millwall. That sounds.
Yeah. Liam Cooper, he could have another long injury like he did earlier on in the season. Ben White could have an injury. You never know. You can't take the risks here. We need a centre back. We need a left back. Probably not going to happen. We need a midfielder because Tyler Roberts and Adam Forshaw. Yeah, because Tyler Roberts and Adam Forshaw are never fit. Never fit.
Tyler Roberts is not a midfielder. He's the deepest he can go is attacking midfield.
But we're playing him in number 10, don't we? But he's never fit. Adam Forshaw's never fit. Shackleton seems to never be fit now.
Oh, he's fit now.
But Bielsa just doesn't seem to want to start him ever. No, we have an injury-riddled squad, we have a thin squad, and we need players desperately. We desperately need players. Either that or we're not going up. It is as simple as that. We need a striker in first thing. The striker needs to be the priority here because we only have one recognised senior striker at the club, and that's Patrick Bamford, who is dreadful. So we need another striker at the club. We need a centre mid, and that's the very least. That is the very least. We need players. We desperately need players. Let's try to cheer ourselves up a bit.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Let's now look ahead to Leeds United's next game. Leeds taking on Millwall at Elland Road next Tuesday night, the 28th of January, with a game kicking off at 7:45 p.m. Now, the game was meant to be played this Saturday, but Millwall are taking on Sheffield United at home on Saturday in the fourth round of the FA Cup, so they're going to be shattered for this game, surely.
See, you're assuming that they're going to play their senior squad, and I think...
I reckon they will.
I reckon they'll roll over, mate, for Blades.
Yeah. I mean, they're at home, though. They'll have the pressure.
I mean...
And they always seem to be up for the FA Cup every year.
They always go quite far in the FA Cup, though, don't they, Millwall, for some reason? They went quite far last year in the Cups.
I remember last season they came up against Everton. They played a strong side out. I think they beat Everton there, so...
Yeah, is that the one where they cheated and Neil Harris told them to get the cheating goal off the big screen?
It was.
In case the referees spotted how much of a rat-faced cheat he is. and his Brexit awful long ball team is. They're not going to be tired. I reckon they'll drop the likes of Jed Wallace and Matt Smith, who were their danger men. They'll probably drop. I honestly could not name you any more Millwall players than them two because they're the two good players they've got. They've got I know they've got Scalak. I think he's a left back.
Yeah. Sean Williams in midfield.
Sean Williams. Yeah, it's just a very Brexit midfield.
It is. But, I mean, if there was ever a game that we should win, surely this is it.
I think they've got a player called Billy Mitchell as well.
Yeah. I mean...
it's just...
Yeah.
Like, seriously. It looks like they pulled their team sheet from the 1950s. It's insane.
But, I mean, if there was ever a game that we should win, surely it's this. Because by the time this game comes around, we would have had 10 days rest. So we should be fresher. We should be more ready for this game. And we should win, shouldn't we?
I don't think they're going to be as long. Well, they might be as long ball, but they're not going to do the whole long throwing thing that Neil Harris does. They're not going to do.
Yeah, I mean they're not managed by Neil Harris anymore, are they?
Millwall, managed by Gary Rowett.
Yeah, managed by Gary Rowett.
Obviously, Gary Rowett still plays negative football because that's what Millwall fans love. Sitting deep 4-4-2. I don't think they're not going to do long throws anymore, but they are going to be just constantly whipping balls into Matt Smith's 9'4" frame.
Yeah.
I think we're going to. I mean, it is at home. You'd like to back us to win.
Yeah,
we just haven't won at home for ages.
Yeah, but if there was ever a game we should win, it should be this one. But Millwall, they are doing well under manager Gary Rowett. They're currently 8th in the Championship table on 44 points. They're 2 points from the playoff places.
So they've got incentive to win the game.
Yeah, and they beat Reading 2-0 at home last Saturday, which means they are now unbeaten in their past 5 league games, 3 wins and 2 draws. And they've also only lost once in their last 13 league games, 7 wins and 5 draws for the others. Yeah, 1 loss in 13 league games. They're in great form. It is going to be tough, though, isn't it? It is going to be tough. They're in fantastic
form.
Always
tough against Millwall, regardless.
Yeah, and of course we need to watch former Leeds striker Matt Smith, who will probably play up front for Millwall. He's big, tall, strong, 6'4", and he's scored 4 goals and got 4 assists in 24 games this season. All of those games in the league. So he's one to watch out for.
If he's scoring 7 goals and getting 4 assists, he's clearly got something about him. I am worried about this because we're in really poor form, but we do need to turn this around at some point.
Yeah, we really do.
If there's one way to win Leeds fans back round, it would be to turn Millwall over at home.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at Millwall's characteristics on whoscored.com.
Here we go.
So their strengths, they're very strong at aerial duels, they're strong at attacking set pieces, strong at creating chances through individual skill, strong at shooting from direct free kicks, strong at creating scoring chances, strong at defending set pieces. And their weaknesses, they are weak at keeping possession of a ball and weak at defending against long shots. So we
don't take long shots.
No.
But we do love possession of the ball, just in non-dangerous areas.
Millwall style of play, they play with width, they attempt crosses often, they control the game in the opposition's half, they attack down the right, long balls, take a lot of shots, and they are non-aggressive.
I mean, they're going to struggle to dominate our half, especially at Elland Road, because they're just not going to have the ball that much.
Yeah.
But they are going to have a lot of freedom to whip balls in, because every team we play has freedom to whip the ball in, so we've got to deal with that.
Absolutely. But we of course go into this game poor form, as I say, past 7 league games, 3 losses, 3 draws and 1 win. We need to improve. We need to step up here, don't we? We need to step up, improve, and turn our form around here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are in deep trouble.
Even a very, very questionable 1-0 win would be very useful here.
Yeah. Well, will we turn our form around? Will we win? What's your score prediction here?
I'm going to go 1-0 Leeds because the last shred of my hope is going to go into this game for this season. And I don't say that as a drama queen. I say that as the fact that because it feels like last season where we just bottled it.
I'm going to go 1-0 as well. I reckon it'll be tight. It'll be a tight game. But
I'm going to go Helder Costa to score as well.
Helder Costa to score. I'm not going to predict goal scorer. Bamford.
It probably will be.
Just contradict my entire point throughout this podcast. No, Jack Harrison will probably score.
Probably will be Jack Harrison as well.
Yeah,
he did score against Millwall last season.
It'll be own goal. It'll be OG.
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 Last time we scored a goal in the league, it was an OG against Birmingham.
Our past 2 goals have been own goals.
Yeah.
West Brom and Birmingham.
Yep. It's all gone to crap. It's all gone bad.
But both going to go 1-0 wins. Hopefully Leeds United do win next Tuesday night, and me and Charles will of course be back next week to have a look back on that game. And that does bring us to the end of this episode 52 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much as always to Charles for joining me in the studio.
No worries, mate.
And thank you very much to everyone who has listened or watched. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed them, why not subscribe or follow the podcast? Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Share the podcast around as well. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds on Facebook. Keep up to date with everything that is happening. Subscribe to the All Things Leeds YouTube channel as well, which we've passed 1,000 subscribers on.
Have we actually?
I'm buzzing. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Nice one.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's your channel, not mine, mate. But.
I know, but you were my 4th subscriber, and I didn't know you back then, so you weren't my friend. I want pestering on at you about, subscribe to my channel, be a good friend. I didn't know you back then when you subscribed. So
I actually just wanted a Leeds YouTube channel to follow.
And that was the only one back then as well when I started in 2017, and it's taken me 3 years to get to 1,000 subscribers.
I mean, you did have quite a long time of not posting.
Yeah, and then posting again, then not posting, then posting here and there.
Consistency is clearly the key to continue subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm a one-man show here. I mean, 2-man show really.
I don't feature in your regular videos.
No. So one-man show. I edit everything and prepare everything. So
I don't. I just I don't put any prep.
You just turn up and talk.
I literally turn up.
Yeah, but 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Honestly, cannot believe it. Thank you to everyone on YouTube for your support.
Cheers.
And viewing and subscribing. 1,000 subscribers. Mental. It's mind blowing. I just cannot believe it. 1,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thank you to everyone for your support. But as I said, me and Charles will be back next week. So for now, take care and we'll see you soon.